Hey everybody, man, I can't believe it's week 4. I don't know how you feel, but it seems crazy that we've been doing this for a month already. Um, I want to explain the attendance this week's a little bit different. It's not a question on there. I wanted to have something that you could answer a little bit more personally so I could check in with you and find out how you're doing individually. So if you could complete the survey, it's a link, it's a Google form on Schoology. Just it'll say, week 4 attendance, click on it, and then you just answer those questions. So that would be awesome. Please, please don't forget to do that. Um, I want to talk a little bit about what we did last week. Seemed like we did a really good job with Once Upon a Time. It is a very dark, dark story, and so I'm glad that we understood it. And most of us really spent a lot of time thinking about that. That question, like, how do societies get that way? And so that was really interesting to look and see what you guys had for that. Our markups this week were better. You did a much better job labeling the different sections, and that was really helpful. If you don't remember how to do that, look at the video from last week because I explain how that looks and I show some examples of some awesome ones. So make sure you look back over that. But most of us have gotten much better, and that's fantastic. So way to go, everybody. My kids are really loud downstairs. I don't know if you can hear them. They're playing a game. So they're playing Magic. All right. With my husband. So the thing that I want to focus on today is I want to focus on global issues versus messages. There still seems to be some confusion there. And I just want to make sure that everybody is clean and clear and understanding what's going on. Okay, so oops, I'm just going to move my little video here, if I can, out of the way. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with global issues, all right? And a global issue is something that has significance on a large scale. It's transnational, and of course, its impacts is felt in everyday local context. So basically, most things are global issues, right? If you remember, sorry, I got to move over here now. These are the 5 different categories of global issues. So culture, identity, community, beliefs, values, education, politics, power, and justice, art, creativity, and imagination, and science, technology, and the environment. Almost everything fits into these guys. So you don't have to try too hard. The thing is, though, when you say my global issue is, you can't just pick a category. It can't just be my global issue is power, politics, and justice. IB thinks that is too broad. These right here are not global issues, they're categories of global issues to help you think of things, to help you answer questions. So if we look closer, it says under power politics, students might focus on ways in which texts explore aspects of rights and responsibilities. So you could have something about rights and responsibilities as your global issue, or the working and structures of government and institutions. Okay, so you're looking at something more specific within that category. All right, so if you look on the United Nations website, and I linked this up, you'll see it on your Schoology. And it says check here or here right next to global issues. This is one of the sites. It just has different global issues. So aging, Africa, children, big data, atomic energy. And this isn't by all means a comprehensive list. It is just a list of stuff. So a global issue is like a topic, right? And it applies to many different texts. So when you go to do your official IO for your IB assessment, you are going to have one global issue, and you're going to apply that global issue to 2 different texts, and you're going to explain what each author is saying about that same global issue. So you want it to be broader. You want it to be more of a topic. Remember, it can't be a category, but it can be something more specific within that category, okay? And ideally, when you're thinking of these from Gordimer, if you can apply it to something we've read this year, and because this is not a work in translation, if you can apply it to one of our works in translations, so that would be To Live or Fear and Trembling, depending on who you had, or you could apply it to Beartown, or you could apply it to Antigone, right? So if you can think of a connection between one of these Gordimer stories and one of those 3 stories that you've read, that is going to be the best help for you because you could potentially use that straight up for your IO. So then that's the global issue, right? It's your broad topic. And then your claim is what the author is saying about that. So this is where they're going to get more specific. You have, if you think of it like a triangle, you have your global issue at the top. So it's like your topic. And then each author is going to be saying something about that about that global issue. And it might be something similar, but it's not going to be the exact same. They don't have to contrast. They don't have to be the same. They can contrast, they can be the same, similar, but you're going to kind of want to take each different author's kind of point of view on it. And so the message, the claim is only going to apply to the specific author that you're examining. And this one should be a sentence, it's not a topic. So here's one example. Your global issue is the mental health of soldiers, right? That's a broad topic, mental health of soldiers. You could apply it to lots of different things. And then my claim would be, through brutal imagery, painful repetition, and reflective diction, O'Brien uses speaking of courage to show that soldiers are impacted by war long after the fighting is done. Right? So I have previewed my devices I'm going to look at. That's ideal. That doesn't have to happen at this point. If you turn in your claim, your message without those 3 right now, your preview, that's okay. The main part that I really want is this idea: O'Brien uses speaking of courage to show soldiers are impacted by war long after the fighting is done. So that's a more specific take on mental health of soldiers. If I look at mob mentality, right? We have Arthur Miller's Crucible explains that good people can get caught up in society's evil through characterization of Mary Warren, regretful dialogue, and dark symbolism. So mob mentality is my broad thing, and I could apply that to another work as well and say what a different author is talking about with mob mentality. So hopefully this helps showing the difference between global issue and claim. Please continue to ask me questions if you have them. I really miss you guys, and I hope you're doing really well. I think it's been really hard not seeing you all. Like, really, honestly, like, I have a really hard time. Like, I think I went into teaching so that I could, see people and make a difference. And I'm very social by nature. And it's been really hard being in my house and here all the time. And I'm glad I have my kids. They're great. They're at the door right now. I hear them. You can come in. But it doesn't mean that I don't miss you guys more than anything. So I hope you're doing really well. Drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing. Yeah. Anyway, have fun. Stay safe. Be happy. Make smart choices.